Okay, welcome ladies and gentlemen. It's round 13 of the British Touring Car Racecentre League for 2020. We're based here at Entertainment Park in Bankstown and we're just about to get underway. We're currently in qualify session. And today we're racing from ZANDVOORT, round 13. Little known place set in the dunes in Postbus, which is ZANDVOORT, Netherlands. And it's a 4K circuit tonight, so we've got 5-6K laps, and we're keen to get underway. We've got a few minutes left in quali, so we'll go through the field. But before I do, I just want to introduce my counterparts. Commentator David Evans, how you going, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing very well, thank you, Shane. Thanks for having me once again for another round of the British Touring Cars. I always love commentating, especially when these guys are racing. So glad to be doing this alongside with you, Shane, and I can't see what tonight has in store for us.
Now we've got a special thing tonight because we've actually got Jack MacKenzie, who's been one of our key commentators all year long. He's actually joining in on the grid, so we'll keep an eye out for him as he drives in the Gabriel Nunez Mercedes A45. So we'll be able to see two of these guys out on track. So make sure you look out for the green machine. That is Jack MacKenzie on screen and Gabriel Nunez, who are currently in P7 and 8 in qualify session at the moment. So we'll go through the field, see who's on top. At the moment it's Harrison Tebb, closely followed by Matt Collins in P2. Look at that gap, David. It's pretty close.
Yeah, so that Harrison Tebb and Matt Collins have had a great battle throughout the practice, trading fastest laps, one after the other. So it's definitely going to be good racing between Harrison Tebb and Matt Collins by the looks of things, especially after the way they're going in qualifying. And then they've a whole 1.5 seconds clear of Alpha Axio in third. So I think the odds-on favourite might be Harrison Tebb or Matt Collins here tonight.
Yeah, they've been hot all week in practice, setting the 142s. Actually, they've been in the low 142s, but we've just reset the track. So it's going to be a bit slippery until they reset the rubber on this long course. It's a massive long main straight and very tight back section. So they do get the choice of two different gear ratios. And like Spa, if you choose one, you sacrifice the other half of the circuit. So this could play out tonight, we'll see. But at the moment, Tevin Collins out in front. Upper Axu from Melbourne in the pink mobile. He's Pink Panther, I should call it. He's currently in P3 in the Team Gardex 600. Behind him, David Baker, just rolling out of pits at the moment. So he's on his outlap with 2.5 minutes to go. Matthew Pritchard has been setting some blistering times and is keen to get back into the racing tonight. Troy Cieslawski's just jumped in with limited practice, but he's on the pace already, so he's just got to fine-tune a couple of corners, I'd say, and give us a good race later on in the night. Gabriel Nunez from GNR Racing is team principal. He's in the pits. I think he's just happy to start in P7, and his teammate getting used to his rig, his car, everything. So we'll see him improve towards the end of the night. So where do you think we're going to see most of the action there, Dave?
I reckon that the key for tonight, especially for all of these guys, especially that long straight coming into that sharp right-hander, because the two right-handers before you come onto the main straight are fairly quite quick. So the boys will be looking for to get out of there, as fast as possible and have a clean exit, and try and get into the slipstream off the driver in front. So I reckon that's going to be the main key, and I'm sure we'll see a lot of overtakes down into turn one.
Yeah, that's going to be a big, massive overtake section. So to the carousel, the left carousel, which is a new feature of ZANDVOORT. That two of the last bank turn coming onto the main straight. As I said before, the two gear ratios, if you go the longer one, then your main straight is going to be the place you're going to overtake and stretch yourself against the others, but it's going to affect you through the back section. So if you know how to make the car 5 times wide, then that's your option. Otherwise, the guys are just going for the shorter section, a shorter gear ratio, I should say, and have it nice and comfortable down the back half of the circuit. My money's on turns 5 and 6, I think. It's the constant right-hander coming back to the midsection of the circuit, and then you've got that really tight chicane, that right-left. That's going to create a lot of late breakers, and they're going to come undone, and if they do, they're actually going to roll into the path of an oncoming car. So we hope they don't take it out, take other drivers out as we come to the end of the qualifier session.
Yeah, and Harrison Tab actually went quicker as well, as I've just noticed. He's gone from a 142.9 to a 142.8, just wanting, a bit of a quicker lap in towards the end there to make sure he does secure a pole position over Matt Collins. He did not improve on that 143.0. And then we've got Alpa Axu on in third, just ahead of David Baker, so nothing in between them two. We've got Matthew Pritchard coming through in the fifth. Troy Kozlowski in sixth, with Gabriel Nunes in seventh, followed by our brilliant third commentator in Jack MacKenzie. I've got high hopes for Jack here tonight. He's going to do us proud. And then in P9, we got Ashley Sutton. 10th is James Cole. 11th is Santa Proctor, followed by Ollie Jackson. And then Adam Morgan running out at the back of the grid in 13th position.
Okay, so that's quali done. We're about to get in the race. Just a quick commercial break, and we'll be back after this message. Okay, so welcome back. We're ready for race 1, round 13 of the British Touring Car Series. Strap yourself in. Dave, this is going to be a special one tonight.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really excited to see what the 5 races has in store for us. I'm pretty sure we'll see a good battle between Harrison Tab and Matt Collins unfold throughout the night. I'm definitely sure of that. And then, we just got to keep an eye on the rest of the drivers to see what unfolds between them.
All right, lights out, away we go. Who got the better of the start? It looks like Harrison Tab, and Collins tucking in right behind him as we head down in the long straight in turn 1. Tab going tight, Collins going wide and in, but Tab's covered that off. Alpa Axio settles into 3, Pritchard 4, looks like Baker in 5. Nunes up in a 5th place ahead of David Baker there. Great job from him as we go through the left-hander bank turn. Really heavy and get on the gas really early through this section as they come up over the hill. We're on board now with Gabriel Nunes chasing Matt Pritchard in P5.
Yeah, and Troy Kozlowski got turned around towards the end of the field there by, I think it was, he's gone off again, Troy. And he's trying to save it. No, and he doesn't quite manage to do that, unfortunately. So not the start that Troy wanted, especially here in race 1 like you mentioned before, Shane, didn't came in quite late, didn't have that much practice to get used to the track, but I'm sure Troy will find his groove and start nailing some of those laps. As we go back to the front, it's Harrison Tabb followed by Matt Collins. David Baker didn't get off to the best of starts, as he got a lot of wheel spin trying to get off the grid there. Alpa Aksu coming through in third, as Matt Collins is challenging Harrison Tabb for that race lead. Just having a look down the inside, as Gabriel Nunes and David Baker now swapping position, and our fellow commentator Jack MacKenzie in a strong 7th, trying to close down Gabriel Nunes and David Baker ahead of him.
Yeah, we're on board with Matt Collins getting in the toe there. You can see the advantage, but if he's in 6th gear, he's going to tap out. No, he's got crossed up as well. Will he get it back in time? And he does, and he actually takes a position on the exit and just squeezing Tabb out, but Tabb's making an issue of it as he's got the advantage, but the advantage back to Collins, and now the advantage back to Tabb. They're rubbing and locking in the fronts. Collins just got squeezed wide there onto the grass by Tabb, not leaving enough room.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate for Matt Collins. That was Harrison Tabb's corner, so Harrison Tabb had every right to take the normal racing line there. And I think Matt Collins, from my can't speak English. From my point of view, Shane, I think Matt Collins maybe should have pulled out of that one, especially trying to get out of that corner.
They were up to the B pillar, so Tabb should have given some racing room in my mind, but we'll keep going, see how they go towards the end. Hopefully they clean it up a little bit. It is rubbing racing. We do enjoy a bit of competitive spirit in the race, and I'm sure it'll settle down as the night goes on, as we've seen round and round again. But we'll see where Jack MacKenzie is back in the field. He's still in P7, circulating. He's a few seconds back. Oh, just getting locked up there. Very difficult section of the track there. Doing well nonetheless with limited practice. Baker starting to chase down Matt Pritchard, who's looking at the eyes of back of Alpa Aksu as well.
Oh, Harrison Tabb, Collins in the draft. Oh, and they've collided. Harrison Tabb and Matt Collins have come together down the main straight as Harrison Tabb tried to close in on Matt Collins. Unfortunately, Harrison Tabb was the one that came off second best in that one, as he got turned around by Matt Collins in a bit of contact battle coming down the main straight. So Harrison Tabb won't be happy with that, but Matt Collins will take that position nonetheless. And we've got David Baker, who's actually the fastest man out on the track with 1:43.9. So great pace there from David Baker, and we'll see if he can climb up the field and gain the top 3 position by the end of this race.
Well, we're going back to that replay of Tabb and Collins down the main straight there. So I just bring it up while we're live to air, which is I'm gonna have to bail out of that one, I think. But we were gonna have an instant replay, but Tabb's in the clutches of Alpa Aksu now as Collins gets away. It looked like just had a look at the footage myself, and looked like Tabb tried to squeeze Collins into the wall, but come off second best, unfortunately. So that's cost him a fair bit of time as he settles back into P2. 2.5 seconds off the lead, and 0.2 just ahead of Alpa Aksu, as we can see on screen.
Yeah, and we've got David Baker and Matthew Pritchard really pushing each other to the limits around here at ZANDVOORT. Here in the Netherlands. David Baker going to get into the slipstream of Matthew Pritchard as they come down the straight. And Gabriel Nunes wanting. So Gabriel Nunes just waiting for a mistake from either one of these two, and then I'm sure Gabriel Nunes is going to sweep through and take 2 positions if he can. And we've got Jack MacKenzie, who's holding really strong down there in 7th. Just having a quiet race at the moment for him. I think he's looking after his tyres, making sure he's got tyres towards the end of the race. And we've got Alpa Aksu and Harrison Tabb going at it as well for second, as Matt Collins now has a 2.2 second gap over the rest of the field. So Matt Collins actually flying, but he hasn't got the fastest lap, which is still holds by David Baker down in 4th position.
We're watching David Baker protect the line against Matthew Pritchard, so he's got the job done, sitting in P4, and we're on board with him as Pritchard just gets up the inside, little love tap, just putting Baker off, but Baker might dive up the inside here, although Pritchard's got enough room. We can see on the driver cam he's just stretching out now, so this battle will definitely ensue as we've got Gabriel Nunes taking on the back as well. So those three keeping each other company, Alpa Axcu and Harrison Tebb just getting the job done, moving back up into P2, but the race is still with Pritchard, Baker and Nunes, all within a second of each other. Nunes trying to get up the side of Baker, Baker protecting the line as they come around the carousel. Bit of a tap there. Collins still 2.5 seconds out in the lead.
Yeah, it definitely looked like Gabriel Nunes was inside there. He was late on the brakes. I didn't think that was going to pay off, but luckily he backed out of that because that could have ended in tears for both of them, especially for David Baker. And he's going for it again, trying to sneak it down the inside, trying to catch David Baker off guard for that 5th position. As we go back to the front with Matt Collins, he's just pulling away. Well, no, he's not actually. Harrison Tebb has caught up a little bit on that last lap, not by a whole lot though, but Harrison Tebb has definitely closed that gap towards Matt Collins. And Alpa Axcu, the Pink Panther, staying strong in 3rd position, at 3 seconds ahead of Matthew Pritchard, who's in 4th. And we got our commentator, Jack MacKenzie, doing very well in 7th, trying to put in his performance, which I'm sure he'll do as the night goes on. Oh, and just as I say that, Jack MacKenzie has gone off, commentator's curse. So I do apologise for that one, Jack, if you do watch this back. So you can blame me for that one. But Troy Kozlowski's now got up to 8th position as he's passed Ashley Sutton in the Subaru Racing. As Matt Collins still, keeping a very strong pace at the front, holding off Harrison Tebb. He's actually catching him now. You can see Harrison Tebb and Alpa Axcu in the background in the same frame as Matt Collins as they come around the last corner onto the main straight. Matt Collins has only got 1 more lap to go. But he's just got to hold off a fast charging Harrison Tebb and Alpa Axcu coming strongly behind. So anything could happen here on this last lap.
Yes, the little battle with Pritchard, Baker and Nunes has spread out somewhat. So although Baker's closing on Pritchard a little bit there, as I see the timesheets dropping. And so these three will be keeping each other company till the end. It's on board with Tebb chasing down Collins. Collins really slowing up in that last lap there. We've still got a lot to go in this final lap, lap 6 of 6, race 1, round 13. And it looks like it could be Collins holding out Tebb. But I tell you what, it's not over until they cross that start-finish line. So we'll see how we go. Like you said, Truslowski back in 8th, trying to chase down Jack MacKenzie, making easy work of Ashley Sutton in the Subaru Levorg there. Jack MacKenzie, Gabriel Nunes. Oh, Nunes getting crossed up. The rear just touching the grass, and he had to catch it all the way, and it's cost him a bit of time. But the leaders are coming through. Tebb's up on the inside, and here comes Alpa closing in as well. They must be really chewing those tyres there. It's a 3-way battle. This is British touring cars at its best, and the way we love it here at Racecentre. Oh, Alpa just locking up. Will he touch the back of Collins? No, he doesn't. It's going to be a drag race to the finish. We'll stay with these guys. We definitely know that the drafting is going to hit towards the end as they come around the last couple of corners.
And Harrison Tebb looks like he's going to hold off Matt Collins to take the first race win here tonight out of 5 races. Alpa Axcu, can he get alongside Matt Collins? He does pull out to the right-hand side, but it's Matt Collins holding on to second from Alpa Axcu. Great opening race between Harrison Tebb, Matt Collins and Alpa Axcu. Great entertainment there. As we got Matthew Pritchard just holding off a fast charging David Baker. And shout out to David Baker for getting the fastest lap of the race here in race 1. So we've got Gabriel Nunes coming home in 6th. It's Jack MacKenzie's now across the line. Round of applause for Jack. Staying strong in that 7th position as Troy's making his way down the straight with Ashley Sutton close behind in 9th. James Cole and Santa Proctor coming home in a very close battle with Adam Morgan not too close behind. So those three looks like they had a great last lap between the three of them. Down in 13th position, making away his around the last corner is Ollie Jackson. Days before, and across the line in 13th position. So that was a fantastic race one, Shane. What were your thoughts on that?
Well, it was looked like it was going to be a one-horse race with Matt Collins, but yeah, the boys brought it back to make it a three-way battle across the line. And, unfortunately, Matt Collins lost a bit of momentum coming onto the main straight, and that forced Alpha Axcu back as well. So a bit of a gap between the first two. And so the rest of the field just following Matt Pritchard, Baker, Nunes, MacKenzie, and Cieslowski. Top 8, Ashley Sutton and James Cole closing out your top 10. All right, we'll go to a commercial break, reset for race 2, and we'll be back after these messages.
Entertainment Park has so much to it.
And we are proud to announce that we have joined forces with this incredible place. They've got simulation cars.
You can choose your own car like a Formula One.
Or V8 supercars, and you can choose your own track. I love the mountain. I'm king of the mountain. Not Mount Jewett, Mount Panorama.
Plus, there's an incredible go-kart track. No fumes, no smell.
And it's got a booster button too!
These booster buttons, unlike a video game, they're real. I'll catch you. Beat your fastest lap. Challenge your friends.
Have a feed at the cafe with an unbelievable menu. What? Dessert, coffee, and of course, a fully licensed bar.
10-pin bowling, video games, skills testers, laughs, play area, chill out areas and lounges, DJs and fun music.
It's safe, friendly, and plenty of parking. But some people drive to the city for that.
That's stupid.
Book now at entertainmentpark.com.au. Not just for kids.
1-1-1, 1-1-1.
All right, we're back.
All right, guys, here we go for race number 2 of the night. 6 laps. We've got Troy Kozlowski on the pole position for race 2. We've got Jack MacKenzie lining up in 2nd position, followed by Gabriel Nunes, Matthew Pritchard in 4th, David Baker in 5th, Alpa Aksu starting in 6th with Matt Collins and Harrison Ted. He finished in the top 2 in the last race, the 7th and 8th, followed by Ashley Sutton, Ollie Jackson, Adam Morgan, James Cole, and Senna Proctor running out the 13th position at the back of the grid. We've got 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, engines are revving, and we're off and racing, and that's a great start by all the boys. And Gabriel Nunes off to a good start. Jack MacKenzie has got the inside line coming through, and Jack MacKenzie has the race lead as Gabriel Nunes has gone wide onto the first corner. He spun round. So that's a shame for Gabriel Nunes. He won't be happy with that, especially after a good start from 3rd. We've got Jack MacKenzie, our fellow commentator, holding strong at the moment, followed by Matthew Pritchard. They're going to have a drag run. Matthew Pritchard tucks in behind. We've got David Baker in 3rd position. We've got Troy Kozlowski in 4th. We've got Matt Collins and Harrison Tab battling it out once again. I think we're going to get these two in a constant battle throughout the whole night. Oh, and Harrison Tab has hit the side of Matt Collins there, trying to overtake that for that 5th position. We've got James Cole, followed by Ashley Sutton, Senna Proctor, Gabriel Nunes in 10th, trying to make up positions. We've got Ollie Jackson in 11th, Adam Morgan 12th, and Alpa Aksu. I think he went off, but I didn't quite catch that, as he's just overtaken 2 people into the 1 corner. Fabulous driving there by Alpa Aksu. As we go to the front, as Jack MacKenzie has lost the race lead, so he slipped down the 3rd behind David Baker and Matthew Pritchard, as the top 3 are now starting to pull away on lap 1. So great pace on the top 3 that we have. Matt Collins is now just past Troy Kozlowski for that 4th position. Harrison Ted following closely behind in 6th. We've got Gabriel Nunes in 7th. He's made up a couple of positions, as well as Alpa Aksu. He's pressuring James Cole for that 8th position. So definitely a great start from all the boys. Matthew Pritchard has got David Baker in his slipstream. There's David Baker coming from right to left across the track, just letting Matthew Pritchard know that he's there. Or Matthew Pritchard has won right, and he had to slam on the brakes as he locked all 4 wheels there coming out of the first corner, as David Baker now into the race lead in the Entertainment Park Racing team here at the ZANDVOORT for race 2. So there's no 0% chance of rain, so which is good, and the weather's 26 degrees with the track temp of 43 degrees. So these tyres are definitely going to get cooked as the race goes on due to the track temperature. But we've got Matthew Pritchard, who's the fastest man at the moment with a 152.2 in 2nd position. Jack MacKenzie staying with Matthew Pritchard and David Baker down in 3rd position in the Gabriel Nunes racing team. As we have Matt Collins trying to hold off Harrison Ted for that 4th position. So definitely a great start from all the boys. Alpa Aksu definitely losing out at the beginning as well as Gabriel Nunes. We've got Ollie Jackson. So great little battle between them as Alpa Aksu looks like he's gone off again. So not the race start that Alpa Aksu wanted, but we'll see if the Pink Panther can pull him back from the 13th position. He's got to put his foot down and start nailing those lap times and start trying to find some more race pace. But I've got confidence in Alpa Aksu that he actually can get it done. As David Baker now the fastest man on the track with a 144.5, and that's just been taken from Harrison Tebb in 5th position, as Harrison Tebb has just crossed the line for 143.3. And he's all over the back of Matt Collins for that 4th position. So, like I said earlier to Shane, he will join us later on in the night. So he's just got me for the moment, but Harrison Tebb, Matt Collins. When I was watching these two in qualifying, they were definitely going at it, trading fastest laps, one after Now they've got a great little battle going on with Jack MacKenzie. Oh, then Harrison Tab is locked up, trying to get it past Matt Collins in the most fastest part of the track. Well, one of the fastest parts of the track, if not the fastest. And Jack MacKenzie has just gone through the second. Matthew Pritchard, God, he won't be happy with that. He's just lost out 3 positions in 2 corners. As we've got Troy Sosowski and Gabriel Nunes coming together in the background of that lot as they both take each other off into the gravel trap. So they won't be happy with that. As we go back up to Ted, trying to send it down the inside of Matt Collins, and once again they have come together. So Harrison Tab and Matt Collins pushing each other to the limit. As I've got Harrison Tab on the face cam as well. He's super focused. He looks like he's dialed in on his face cam. So great racing from all the boys here in race 2 as we are on lap 4 out of 6. Still 0% chance of rain, which is good. I'm sure the boys will be happy with that. A nice dry track, nothing to worry about in terms of the wet weather or anything like that. But David Baker, absolutely just flying at the moment here in the Entertainment Park Racing team. Now starting to pull away in that first position. As we got David Baker on driver cams as well. You can see it on his screen of what he's looking at as well. We've got Matt Collins and Harrison Tab and Jack MacKenzie. Oh, Matt Collins. Ladies and gentlemen, 2nd, 3rd and 4th is a great little battle. I can't wait to see how this unfolds as Matthew Pritchard now joining in on the action, making up the time that these 3 are losing together. As David Baker is probably going to be watching this in his rear vision mirror, as Jack MacKenzie has just gone off, and Jack MacKenzie gets turned around, trying to slot it up the inside of Harrison Tab, but Jack MacKenzie now has to wait for the field to come through before he can continue on. And Jack MacKenzie, I've got high hopes for him, but I still do, but he won't be happy with that little bit of spin. That's just lost him a lot of time, and it's cost him a top 3 position, which I don't think he'll be able to get back, and he's just gone off into the gravel trap just a little bit there in the 3rd sector. Harrison Tab still following Matt Collins for 2nd, as David Baker has got a 2.8 second gap, and I'm pretty sure that David Baker can see Matt Collins and Harrison Tab in his rear vision mirror. Matthew Pritchard and Troy Sosowski and Gabriel Nunes fighting down for the first corner. Contact there between the 2 of them. Gabriel Nunes just letting Troy Sosowski know that he's there. He's trying to force him into a mistake, but I don't think Troy Sosowski is going to... Or they've contacted and they've both gone off together as a result. So yeah, Gabriel Nunes and Troy Sosowski. Alpha Axiom making up the time from his earlier mistakes that he got. Ashley Sutton coming through 9th in the Subaru Levorg as James Cole, also in the Subaru Levorg in 10th position. Centre Proctor close behind in the Powered Max Racing, and then we've got Adam Morgan and Ollie Jackson having their own little track down in 12th and 13th position. So we get back up the front with David Baker. He's doing an excellent job in 1st position. Just, taking it nicely. He's got nothing to worry about at the moment, but he'll have something to worry about if David Baker does make a slight mistake, because Harrison Tab and Matt Collins not that far behind him, as David Baker only has a 1.9 second gap. So the slightest mistake from David Baker will cost him the race lead to either Matt Collins or Harrison Tab, who are coming along behind him. And I think Harrison Tab might be able to send it down the inside here at the first corner on Matt Collins. Matt Collins got a line forcing Harrison Tab to go around to the outside, trying to make Harrison Tab get it the long way around And a lot of pushing and shoving between the both of them. As Harrison, they're coming together again. Harrison Ted not giving this one up. Matt Collins looks like he just drove into Harrison Ted there without actually turning for the corner. I believe, but that's just my opinion anyway. But yeah, Harrison Ted and Matt Collins doing a fabulous job as we're on lap 6 out of 6. David Baker is just got to keep the car on the track. And Baker crosses the finish line in first position. So great stuff there from David Baker. Kept it cool. As definitely great racing from a close finish between those two. As we got Adam Morgan coming through in 12th, just holding off Ollie Jackson, who rounds out into 13th position for race 2. So great stuff from all the boys, and we'll see what race 3 has for us in store.
Yeah, so we'll just bring up the final results of that race there, Dave.
Yes, so we've got David Baker crossing I can't speak English, I'm getting tongue twisted. We've got David Baker coming through in first position, followed by the fastest man in that race, which was Harrison Ted. He got the fastest lap of 1:43.3. Matt Collins was second fastest, not that far behind Harrison Ted in third position. Top 4, so good finish from Jack MacKenzie, who will be distant. Harrison and Matt Collins there.
Sounds like a bit of internet issues there, Dave, but we'll go through into race 3 and we'll come back after these messages. Okay, so it's race 3 of 5 tonight. Mixed results, so we'll get the next race underway.
And we've got Alpha Axu starting on the pole this time here for race 3. Hopefully you guys are ready, watching at home, ready for some more great racing here at ZANDVOORT. The first 2 races have provided us with a lot of entertainment between all the boys, which is good. So can't wait to see what unfolds here in race 3. As Alpha Axu starts on first, followed by Troy Kozlowski. Jack MacKenzie starting in third, Gabriel Nunes behind, Matthew Pritchard in fifth, Matt Collins in sixth. As we've got 5 red lights and the boys are off and racing.
See a couple of guys coming out of the line. Troy Kozlowski not getting the best of laps, but it's best of starts, I should say. But it's the GNR boys in the lime green, and here comes the Gardex guys as well. Pritchard and Collins, but Teb's moving up in the middle there, but he's just been squeezed back. So too is Baker. It's getting a bit rough up there. Look how compressed they are, and this track will thin out into a single track. And there'll be an accident here soon if they don't look out. Oh, Collins getting up the inside, but coming across the front of MacKenzie, it looks like, and Kozlowski almost coming away. But it's 3 wide down the back. Teb trying to race it on the grass. I think that's a Jim's mowing moment for Harrison Teb out there, but someone almost just got their back end taken out. But it's great action back here with Matt Collins, MacKenzie, and Teb. They managed to hold on. I'm not too sure how they do it.
Yeah, like these guys definitely know how to keep these cars under control.
Baker up the inside of both of them as well. Oh, that looks like Pritchard and Kozlowski coming together there. Oh, we just saw him split through 2 guys to take 3 positions as he comes onto the main straight, settles back into P8, but up the front it's Alpha Axu. Oh, who's that? Jack MacKenzie. I saw 3 guys together. That could be Baker's dropping back as well. He's in the pits. Oh no, he's got a drive-through penalty. Oh, we're just looking at it now and I can see a penalty for David Baker. My system's not telling me what it's for, but he's got to stop and go. That's terrible news for David Baker. That'll be the round win gone for him. So we've got Alpha Axu up front. Gabriel Nunes, the lead driver in the Team GNR, up in P2. Harrison Teb's chasing him down too. You can see him just getting the front end loose. But the race is back down with Jack MacKenzie and Troy Kozlowski. Stay there. Oh, stay there. This is the race now, guys. 3 laps. Oh, yeah. But I'm actually sticking on my screen. Or if you're together on track, you will. But you are all out there. Yeah? Yeah. Because he's number 4, you're number 7, and he's number 3. Because I could see myself on his, but I couldn't see myself on number 4. You're all down the back, so you're all in together. Okay. So I just race on his top of them, and then they're all good. So what are you, number 4? Yeah. 3 laps. Let's make them count. 3 laps? 3. You'll see your number hovering above the car. Oh, right, okay. Now, Monaco, this logo here. All right, good luck. Yes. Back out in front, Alpha Axu in the pink mobiles, taking this one away, 3.2 seconds ahead of Nunes and Teb. Looks like Teb just got the better of Nunes there. As he starts to stretch away, the gap was 1/100th of a second, but we can see that stretching out. Pritchard coming back now. In the P4, he's got Jack MacKenzie for company in the second of the green mobiles. And we've got Matt Collins coming from way back, moving back up into P6 with Jaslowski, and we're looking for David Baker up into P11 behind Proctor Cole and Sutton combination. We'll go back out the front where the action is, and it looks like it's still with Tevin, Nunes on MacKenzie and Pritchard now. MacKenzie getting the better of Pritchard, moving up into P4. We did say that this young chap is great on the commentating, and he's getting even better on the driving, because as the night goes on, he's definitely getting faster and faster. He's actually, I thought he actually had the fastest middle sector there for a split second. Yeah, is that a Jim's mowing moment, do you think? For our commentator, we better give it to him, because he's brought up some dust again. It's not often he'll be in the car, but he's trying to get out of the way. Or here we go, slipstream. Matt Collins right behind Jack MacKenzie down the main straight. Let's see if the draft is there. Looks like they've both got the same. You watch him pull out and try and duck in underneath. Oh, under brakes, he's doing a great job. MacKenzie just running wide there. Will he come back on the inside and split these two? I think he will. If he gets enough momentum, yes. It looks like Pritchard falling back there into P6. Jaslowski through pit lane as well, falling back. Collins getting out of shape, and that brings MacKenzie back up into the fold as Collins moves up into P4. Nunes in P3. Great job. Third step of the podium for him at the moment. We've got a couple of laps to go, so they need to hold their nerve. Teb's running away, trying to chase Alpa Ashu for race win number 2 of the night, but he's got a long way to go. He's got 1.8 seconds there. You can see it. What was the last lap? He gained about 7.7 seconds of a lap on that last lap, so he's got enough to catch him and make an issue of it. But Gabriel pretty comfortable there in P3. Matt Collins has now got Jack MacKenzie. Jack MacKenzie's flying tonight in the green machine. All he's got to do is stay on the back of Collins, find out his weaker braking moments, and maybe he'll drive up here. Oh, he's going to give it a go. Collins has gone it. Yes, that's pretty clean. Pritchard coming back in, but that's Collins coming in as well. Oh, MacKenzie just hit the grass for another Jim's mowing badge. There you go, Jack. That one's for you. And Collins moving up into P4 now, just behind Nunes. Where's Baker? Baker up into P7 now, lapping in the 143s. As we've got Alpa just running away with it at the moment. Best lap tonight, or this race, is a 144.5. He's in P2 after that. Oh no, he's in P1. What am I saying? Well, he started pole and he's hasn't moved, so let's fingers crossed Teb catches him but doesn't pass him for this one, because Alpa's definitely deserved it out in front, leading from green so far. Let's hope he goes green to check it. Pritchard and MacKenzie, look at this. This is where the racing is. We're waiting for Baker to join in, but he's 13 seconds behind, so I don't think he's going to make an impact on this race. As MacKenzie's getting up the inside, yes, gets the job done on Pritchard, and he takes P5. Pritchard just falling back there. Next target for MacKenzie is Collins.
Yeah, if you're not aware of that. So Jack won't be happy with me because I said something and he made the mistake. So Jack can blame me for that one. But as we get back up to the front with Harrison Tebb, currently the fastest man out on the track in the second position, although he's lost a lot of time to Alpa Ashu on this lap. Alpa Ashu just flying on this lap, as Harrison Tebb is now 2.7 seconds behind. But, you know, Harrison Tebb is still within the distance. You can still see him as Gabriel Nunes coming through in third. Matt Collins and screen coming down straight is Jack. Going to send it down the inside. He's going to be late on the brakes. Oh, he's had a look at Matt Collins defend. No way of trying to pull up behind him there. As David Baker, oh, David Baker lost it coming out of the last corner. I think at the moment.
Well, we've got Alpa with now a 2.8 second. Harrison obviously locking up or getting the front end loose there. And Nunes still settling into, well, I say settled, he's definitely settled. Matt Collins, he's got Jack MacKenzie right behind him. Look at this battle on the last lap of the race. As Dave's just sorting out his microphone issues. Jack's got enough to get up the inside of Collins and make a move before the end of the race, but we'll see where the leader is. He's coming around the middle sector at the moment. Still got a few corners to go, so we'll watch MacKenzie trying to get around the outside of Matt Collins. I don't know what the tyre wear's like, but Collins just did enough to block the exit of MacKenzie as he fails his run, and this is a heavy braking zone. He's probably not going to get it done here. He's around the outside, he's taken a different line. He's hit the grass again, and that'll probably be the race for him as Alba Axu comes down to the main straight now.
And that is a great finish there by Alba Axu, coming home 3 into first position as he takes race 3 here in the Pink Panther car with Harrison Ted, getting the fastest lap of the race with that 1:43.3. So great job there by Harrison Ted. He'll be happy with that performance and getting the fastest lap award, with Gabriel Nunes coming through in the 3rd, Matt Collins in 4th. Jack MacKenzie inside the top 5 is a great finish by him. Matthew Pritchard coming through to round out the top 6 with David Levitt. So great recovery by him after that drive-through. Ashley Sutton now crossing the line in 8th, with Troy Zizowski coming behind him in 9th.
Okay, so we'll bring up the race results. Most of the guys have crossed the line, so there it is. Alba Axu P1 from green to checkered. Harrison Tebb taking it just behind him. Gabriel Nunes really stoked in here at Entertainment Park with his podium finish there, taking P3 away from Matt Collins. Jack MacKenzie almost I don't know if you saw the gap, Dave, but it was like 3/100ths of a second gap. There was a drag race down the main straight, but Matt Collins just had enough to keep Jack MacKenzie at bay. Pritchard finishing P6, Baker 7, Sutton, Czeslowski and Cole rounding out your top 10. So Dave, we'll get ready for race 4 and we'll grid up after these commercials.
Tell them about Entertainment Park.
Well, this place, it's like, it's...
My favourite place in the world!
The thing about this place is that...
It's fun for all ages, no matter what your age. You'll love it.
What I really want to say about Entertainment Park is,
They have the best go-karts plus a great cafe. Games, bowling, simulation, but the go-karts, oh my God, they are so much fun.
look, thing is that this place is...
Perfect for my birthday party. Everyone said it was the best birthday party ever. Yeah!
What I really want to say about this place is...
Just say it!
It's a fully hectic, oh my God, venue.
Finally! Entertainmentpark.com.au. And as Tahi says, it's hectic.
And oh my God.
welcome back. Race 4 of 5 tonight here at Racecentre headquarters at Entertainment Park, Bankstown. And you joined us for race 4, round 13. We've got Troy Cieslawski, David Baker on the front row tonight for race 4. And we should see Baker race away, get a good start and get a good gap on the field and start to gap the rest of the field. We can hear the engines rising. Here we go. Get ready. Listen for the lights. And they're off. Troy Cieslawski not getting a bad start there, but looks like Collins or Pritchard right up behind Cieslawski, just tapping Baker there as they head into turn 1. Big piling up in the second. Oh, 2 green machines, 3 wide. It's not going to end well. The next 3 corners, the cars are very slippery on cold tyres. There's Baker out in front. Oh, Cieslawski and that was a tap. Cieslawski driving.
Harrison Tebb.
Yeah, it looks like Pritchard got turned around by Cieslawski. Not backing off the accelerator there, but we'll continue on. And so we see Matt Collins up into P2 already, chasing down David Baker, and big gap there. Oh, here we go. 2 green machines and the Pink Panther. I feel like I'm watching a episode of The Avengers, Incredible Hulk, and I don't know who the pink one is, but anyway, the 2 green machines look great on track together. Collins trying everything he can to get past Baker here out in front. Oh, you can see the tap, and Murphy's gonna sit right there. Baker should go on the inside, protect the inside line. He's just broken a bit later. Will he make that mistake? He makes the turn really well. Collins is want to get a better exit, but Baker's blocked that on the exit there as they come to the last 2 right-handers on the main straight. How's the rest of the field looking? 2 green machines, Alpha Axu, Matthew Pritchard.
Yeah, it's a great start from all the boys there. David Baker trying to hold off Matt Collins as Matt Collins. He's swerving all over the back of David Baker, trying to get beside Baker as they go into the first corner. As Baker's gone wide, and Matt Collins has just done the crossover move, and he has taken that race lead away from David Baker. So brilliant bit of driving there from Matt Collins. The good old switcheroo on David Baker. And David Baker will definitely be fighting this one back, trying to get back to into that race lead as we're on lap 2 out of 6. We've got Alpha Axu, Gabriel Nunes, Jack MacKenzie and Matthew Pritchard in a 4-way battle at the moment. So we'll see how this one unfolds later on in the race. As we've got Troy Cieslawski not that far behind in 7th. We've got Ashley Sutton in 8th and Harrison Tebb still down in 13th position, trying to make up the time after that collision with Matthew Pritchard on the first lap. As David Baker still hustling Matt Collins there. There's a big gap opening between Baker and Gabriel Nunes at the moment.
Well, Nunes settling back into P3 where he finished the last race, so Alpha Axu is splitting the difference in the middle here. And so it looks like Alpha will try and move up on the back of Gabriel Nunes at the end of the race. Pritchard doing well to get on the back of this group. And this will be the group to watch at the moment. But Baker and Collins still together out in front. Baker just clipping that grass on entry, really getting loose there, but it's probably helped him get around that turn. As we come down the main straight, we'll get on board with Baker. Charging down Pritchard down that long front straight at ZANDVOORT. Braking at the 100 metres, nice. He's already down to 2nd gear, taking that inside curb, trying to get that car to turn a lot better, which he's done a great job. Alpha moving up into P3, 2 ahead of MacKenzie and Nunes.
Yeah, MacKenzie's just overtaken Gabriel Nunes down the main straight. So the 2 green machines swapping positions at the start of lap 3. And Matthew Pritchard just sitting there back in 6th position, just waiting for a mistake to happen from the cars in front of him. And Harrison Tebb, fastest man at the moment with a 144.1. So Harrison Tebb definitely putting his foot down and trying to make up as much time as possible with 3 laps to go in race 4.
Still got Baker on the back of Collins as he closes right up as we cross to him in deep into the corner. Gaining enough ground, trying to show Collins or Phil Collins mirrors with the Entertainment Park Racecentre Ford Focus as they both drag through the back section of the circuit. It's a real tricky right hand. Oh, he's gone deep.
Baker.
Is he going to make it? Is he going to force Collins off? No, they back off and both go through cleanly. Okay.
Yeah, Baker. Oh, Baker's just lost it coming into that second last corner. Just putting 2 wheels on the grass there, trying to put Matt Collins under all sorts of pressure as Matt Collins and David Baker come onto the main straight together. David Baker in the slipstream of Matt Collins. Matt Collins is going to defend the inside line, forcing David Baker to go around the long ways into turn 1. As you can see how hot those brakes are on the left front of Matt Collins and the left front of David Baker. As Gabriel Nunes and Matthew Pritchard battling it out for position down at the turn 1. With Jack MacKenzie, who's doing an unbelievable job representing the commentary team here in P4 in race number 4. Harrison Tebb holding strong in 8th position, trying to make up as much time as possible, but he's 8 seconds behind Troy Kozlowski. So time running out for Harrison Tebb in this race at the moment. As Troy just having a nice quiet race out in 7th position, and he's 4 seconds behind Gabriel Nunes in 6th position. As Gabriel Nunes all over the back of Matthew Pritchard for that top 5 position.
Whoa, he's over! We've crossed it. I crossed it the right or wrong time, depending on which way you look at it, but that was a slow motion turn. We thought he'd catch it, but no, he's definitely rolled it, shown us the sponsors on the roof of the car, and unfortunately there's no sponsors on the bottom of the car there, but he's back on, just Tebb just gaining that position through that altercation, but wow, what a turn. That was amazing. Gabriel Nunes fully flipping that car, which is easy to do on these curbs. They're quite strong here at ZANDVOORT. MacKenzie up into P4.
Yeah, Matt Collins almost did the exact same thing as Gabriel Nunes just did, Shane. Matt Collins also getting up on the 2 wheels at the same corner, but Matt Collins definitely, made sure the car landed back on the 4 wheels. So yes, all Baker's come together with Matt Collins trying to force it down the inside, as David Baker just giving Matt Collins a bit of a pit maneuver, little slide there as they go around the first corner. And these guys are bumping and all over the place at the moment. David Baker really wants that first position and his second race win of the night, with Alpha Axia coming through not that far behind in 3rd position, as the gap is 2 seconds between Baker and Axia at the moment. David Baker going for it again, or just giving Matt Collins a nice bit of love taps there, an early Valentine's Day present with those love taps. But Harrison Tebb holding in 7th position as he's taken full advantage of Gabriel Nunes' monumental accident.
Collins almost getting wide there. Baker tapping him at the wrong time as they come together. Collins trying to go wide there, but Baker was there right next to him. It's really hard to see who's next to you, but you should really feel if they're not in your mirrors, they're definitely in your blind spot, and that means they're close to your rear quarter, so just be careful on where you're at. But Baker's really enjoying this racing here with Matt Collins for P1. He really wants that second win of the night. Unfortunately got a drive-through penalty. He's not sure why. They said cutting turn 1, but we'll have to review that later on. It's probably not going to impact or change the results, but Baker wants to do it on track, so he should just put the head down and go with it, because this is, here comes Alpha Askew. What have we got? 2 laps to go. This could be a 3-way battle. If these guys hold each other up, it's going to be a 3-way for the last lap of the race. Baker coming up inside. Even though they're touching each other, there's a lot of respect there, like making sure they don't spin each other out. And that's the way we want it here at Racecentre Leagues. Baker just getting a bit sloppy there. That's going to bring Aksu into the fold. It's going to be three-way for P1. Almost all of these guys have taken a victory each. Matt Collins the only one that hasn't so far, as he's out in front and trying to stay that way with a half a second gap, I think.
Yeah, and all this squabbling between the top two has definitely brought, I wouldn't say Jack MacKenzie fully into play, but Jack MacKenzie's definitely caught up to these top three, as unfortunately Jack MacKenzie's going to run out of time to do anything about it unless the top three trip over each other here on the last lap, but I just don't see that happening, unfortunately. So great battle between the top three. Alpha Aksu definitely wants to take advantage of the Matt Collins and David Baker battle. As Alpha Aksu, is he going to send it up the inside? No, he's not. The Pink Panther just stays back. Oh, and Baker's gone off, and Alpha Aksu is now all over the back of him. So he's going to put a lot of pressure coming through into these last two corners, as Matt Collins looks like he's going to come through and take the race win from David Baker, and Alpha Aksu, if he can get a brilliant exit, he'll get a run at David Baker before the fifth. Look at that. And here comes Alpha Aksu. And they've
got to cross up, but it's Matt Collins. Baker just getting it in front of Aksu. Aksu tried all he could to get the job done, but it wasn't enough. Jack MacKenzie taking fourth. That leaves Pritchard in fifth. And that annoying seagull flying across the track there. Maybe it doesn't drop anything on the driving line, as Ted brings it home in six. Czeslowski finishing in seven. Nunez cleaning up after the... I hope he's okay. We'll have to check up on him, see if there's any injuries after that rollover we saw mid-race, but he'll bring out the top the 8. So the race results, Dave.
Yeah, so after race 4, we have Matt Collins coming through in first position, holding off a very fast and strong David Baker coming through in second position. Alpha Aksu definitely had hopes into that last lap as he was brought into the David Baker and Matt Collins battle, but unfortunately for Alpha Aksu, he has to settle for third. Jack MacKenzie, another strong performance representing the commentary team, coming through in the fourth. We got Matthew Pritchard coming through in fifth. Harrison Tebb making up from that first lap drama that he had, coming through in a strong sixth position and taking the fastest lap of the race. Troy Czeslowski coming through in seventh, followed by Gabriel Nunez, Ashley Sutton in ninth, James Cole in 10, and then in 11th is Santa Proctor, followed by Adam Morgan and Ollie Jackson in 13th position.
All right, it's race 5. Last race of the night. Thank you for joining us. You've got one more race to go, so stay tuned. Make sure you watch this to the end. That seagull keeps flying around turn 1. I hope he doesn't drop anything on the circuit, as we're a couple of seconds before the start of the race. It's
the seagulls tend to love ZANDVOORT, Shane.
Well, it is a beachside circuit.
Yeah.
All right, lights out. How does Gabriel get off the line? Very cleanly. Troy Cieslawski's a bit slower on the inside line. Ted's going to come through and come across. A bit of weaving up in the background as Baker fluffs the start, but Ted gets in. Not too sure if that's Cieslawski up the inside. It is up into P3 next to Alba Axu, and that could be Nunez. Around. Look at this. That's 4, 5 cars.
Oh, everyone's...
Look at this. You can't get any better racing than this. The track lends itself to this sort of racing. Oh, they're just cutting across each other. There's a lot of Jim's mowing badges going out to these. Oh, someone... Who was that? That was Pritchard off into the sand, and he's managed to get it back on. He's still in touch. But Collins gets up ahead of Baker for P5. I should stay with Collins. As Baker just gets his nose chopped off. Who's that? That's MacKenzie coming up the inside, but not quite enough to get the job done on Baker. As we've got Teb out the front now, and Nunez trying to stay in second, while Troy Cieslawski solid in P3 at the moment. Axu, Collins, Baker, MacKenzie, Pritchard, your top 8. The boys have warmed up now. Race 5. Yes, sorry, Dave.
Yeah, sorry, Shane. I just saw Jack MacKenzie get past David Baker coming into those in the 2 S chicanes in the 3rd sector. So great move there by Jack MacKenzie. David Baker didn't look like he wanted to defend his position at that point in time. He's just going to let that one go, as he's now coming, as they come onto the main straight, complete lap 1. Harrison Tebb, Gabriel Nunez holding strong, and Alba Axu is going to send it down the inside of Troy Cieslawski. Is he going to get it done?
Move. Collins is going to get up there too, take the advantage. Cieslawski's going to lose 2 spots over this unless he muscles Collins out the next one. No, he just slots back in and drops a couple of positions. But Baker trying to get a piece of that action as well. He's at the back of this, just cutting up the inside of MacKenzie there in the background. And so they're all still together. Tebb out front. By himself at the moment. We've got him on driver cam as well, so across to him, and that's Harrison Tebb. If you don't know what he looks like, that's him at home giving us race cam, which we appreciate, putting a face to these names as we Teb could be coming up for his second race win of the evening, the first and the last race. So far, a bit of a mess in between. So we'll go back to Collins. Oh, Collins and Axcu, Jaslowski and MacKenzie, and Baker up the back here, Baker up the inside. See the front end really hurting there as he's got full lock on the front end. Gets the job done.
Great.
Moves up into fifth. Alpha Axcu on the back of Collins now.
Yeah, Harrison Teb really controlling the race down in front, just under no pressure whatsoever. Harrison Teb definitely making up, at the moment he's definitely making up from that mistake that he had in the last race, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be determined to get the race win. The round off tonight ended on a high, as we've got Gabriel Nunes, Matt Collins and the rest of them coming through, as there's a drag race between Jack MacKenzie and David Baker down the main straight. Jack MacKenzie got a brilliant last corner, a lot better than what David Baker got coming onto the main straight. It's MacKenzie and Baker
coming back up at the inside of MacKenzie. Oh, he hasn't locked it. Oh, he just had enough in front to take that single track through to the fast right hand. Oh, Axcu, and I'm not too sure who that was.
Gabriel Nunes.
Probably Nunes. I can hear him in the background.
Oh, they've gone it again.
And again, they're drilling each other into the wall.
Alpha Axel definitely really finished off Gabriel Nunes there.
We should change it to WWE or something, because they're pounding each other into the fence. But it's Teb and Collins, our top two championship leaders at the moment. Actually, I didn't get to bring up the championship, which I will do right now. Just bring up the stats to give you guys at home an idea on how the championships are looking for 2 rounds to go after this. So just on the bottom right hand corner, no, not that one, the in-car one. It's Teb 139 with Collins 132, and this is after their drop round. So tonight's really going to make going to be very important for Matt Collins to climb up the front. But if Teb wins 2 races tonight, that's not going to do Collins' championship any good. But going through the field now, Baker up into P3. How did he do that? I'm not too sure. He's back hovering in 6 for a long time there. But he's got MacKenzie for company as they come round lap 4 of 6.
Yeah, Jack MacKenzie and David Baker really squabbling out here in this 5th race of the night. I really don't want this night to end, Shane. I'm having too much fun. Are you sure you don't want to do a 6th race by any chance?
We could do, but it's almost closing time for us here, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
We're almost ready to go.
But yeah,
we started late, but we got the job done and got through the races. We've still got 2 laps to go, Dave.
Yeah, 2 laps to go. Harrison Teb under no pressure whatsoever from Matt Collins. But as you mentioned before, Shane, Harrison Teb and Matt Collins very close in the championship. Matt Collins trying to do everything that he can to stop Harrison Teb from getting that race win, but Matt Collins might be running out of laps at the moment as the gap is 4 seconds. We've got David Baker and Jack MacKenzie fighting it over for that last podium position at the moment. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that one to see who comes out on top. As we've got Matthew Pritchard, he's trying to stay with him in 5th position. We've got Alpha Axu coming through in 6th. Troy Zaslowski in 7th. And Gabriel Nunes down into 9th position, trying to make up for that early mistake along with Alpha Axu when they both drove each other into the wall in the first sector. But going back to David Baker and Jack MacKenzie as they come onto the main straight, with Jack MacKenzie once again getting a much better exit than David Baker, and Jack MacKenzie trying to have a look. No, he's not. He's just going to stay behind Baker to go around the turn 1. And Harrison Teb at the moment the quickest man out on the track.
Yeah, we've got Teb up front, and Teb's webcam reminds me that it is Movember, as Teb's sporting quite a curly, bushy mo, which he's licking clean at the moment. I don't know if that's his race face or he's got an itchy beard, but he's
I must.
definitely got the tongue out.
Yeah, I definitely got a comment on that, Shane. I definitely think that mo is well intact. I think Harrison Ted might have to give me some pointers because my mows seems to be all over the place at the moment. So just need to get in contact with Harrison Ted on how to keep my moustache nice and neat. So I'll probably do that after race 5.
You'll probably recommend Jim's mowing, Dave, because you know that'll be enough to trim any hedge on your face as well. And they do all sorts of service and franchises. I'm sure they need to get into the manscaping. What do you think?
Yeah, I reckon that's a good idea, Shane. Can definitely use something to keep my mow in shape and try and, you know, pull in the ladies as I'm a single man. But, you know, I'll definitely get some tips very soon. As we'll go back to the racing, David Baker still defending very well from Jack MacKenzie as they're about to come onto the main straight. Jack MacKenzie once again right behind David Baker, trying to get every ounce of that slipstream as they're having a drag race now coming down to the main straight. Down in turn 1 as we've got Troy Sosowski and Matthew Pritchard doing the same thing, but Pritchard comes into the pits in 6th position. But Jack MacKenzie still behind David Baker, so definitely keep an eye on that here on the last lap as Harrison Ted just under no pressure whatsoever out in front. Harrison Ted just cool, calm and collected, and as you mentioned before, Shane, I think that is his race face.
Yeah, it looks like a Pritchard coming in the pits. I'm not too sure why. It's the last lap of the race. He's going to waste a lot of time there, but
he's the tyres.
I don't think that's a drive-through for him. I was looking to see on the boards if he received a penalty, but I can't see anything there. Not too sure if you can shed any light there, Dave, but just quickly, MacKenzie up ahead of Baker, so he's got the job done, but this is the last lap, and we know that Baker's just got to keep it cool down the main straight as Teb's almost... Yep.
Jack MacKenzie and David Baker almost forcing each other off the track for that final podium position. This is getting intense. Jack MacKenzie just puts 2 wheels on the dirt, trying to hold on to that 3rd position as David Baker is alongside him now coming into the S chicanes. This is very exciting stuff, Shane. I just don't want this to end.
Well, I want to show Teb coming across the start-finish line, which he's about to. These two, here comes Teb on the main straight, but we'll go back to MacKenzie Baker. Baker's just got to keep it cool, just tuck into that draft, come out nice and clean. Looks like Teb's finished, and that's the last race. He's got the first and final. We see in the background here Baker. Oh, it was MacKenzie Baker, and looks like Aksu Shislowski coming around the final bend, but great job from Teb there. Takes race 5, and I think possibly the round win, or there was a race there that could have cost him the round win. So we'll see what happens. Harrison Teb on screen there, and the driver cam looks pretty happy with that one. And there was a lot of good racing there tonight. Jack MacKenzie doing a fantastic job getting a podium finish for GNR on the last race, and he really deserved that, like battling Baker the whole night and the whole race, I should say, to take P3. Unfortunately, Baker couldn't get back up there, but nonetheless, it's been a good night of racing, and just going to bring you up the last 2 remaining races. So I'll bring up the schedule for the next 2, so if you're tuning in, please make sure that you do. Our next race is on the 23rd of November, and it's on a little track, actually no longer present, Riverside in the United States. I've checked it out, and it's going to be a beauty there as well. And then the last race will be mid-December, the final race of the season. So that's 2 rounds. The next race on V8s will be Adelaide. So it says the 30th of November, but please check your guidelines for the next event of the V8s. That may change because it looks like there's a bit of a clash with British Touring Car. probably adjust the British. No, sorry, no, I'm right. 23rd of November for Riverside. Then it'll be V8s, and then the last one of British Touring Car. Well, that's it for tonight, Dave. I mean, fantastic night of racing, and you know, like that last one definitely delivered as well. A lot of action. We saw a car roll it, even. So Gabriel Nunes is safe. We've been told from the team. So let's hope he dusts himself off and ready for the next round of the British Touring Cars on the 23rd of November at Riverside. So for the guys at home, thank you very much, Dave. Appreciate your help tonight in the commentary box.
No worries. Thank you as always, Shane. That was really great racing between all the boys, especially to Jack MacKenzie and David Baker fighting out for that last podium position. I wish I could put them both on the podium because they both deserve it for that last race. But no, great racing from all the boys. You know, always great entertainment. Always love being here. And I'll catch you guys in the next round for the V8 League or the British Touring Cars. But I'll probably be there for both.
Okay, beautiful. Looking forward to it, Dave. And thank you guys at home. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit the subscribe and the like button. And we'll be back to deliver the same coverage for you on the next round on the 23rd of November. Until then, it's good night.